Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Thomas, for the introduction, and thank you, Tipping Point community, for this award. We are deeply honored. I love data. I'm a geek, a programmer, a Harvard physics major, but I switched gears and decided to go to law school because I wanted to change the world. I worked with low-income people doing tenants' rights cases, but felt I wasn't providing a service that actually broke the cycle of poverty. So I taught myself web development and went to work in the software division of a company in the financial services sector. I promised myself I would do good volunteer stuff on the side. 5 years later, I was working hard and really just paying the bills. That bothered me. I wanted my work to be meaningful. I saw a posting on Craigslist for what was then called Opportunities for Technology Information Careers, and it sounded so cool. They were teaching technology skills to people who were leaving welfare for work. That really resonated for me because I believe that every person who is willing to work hard deserves an opportunity to succeed. Opportunity Junction was targeting adults with addressable barriers to employment, lack of skills, lack of confidence, big gaps in work history, and the typical client was a mother with 2 small children. Through technology and life skills training, wraparound support services, and job placement, they were making lifelong changes in the lives of the families they served. I started as program manager in 2001, and within 2 years took over as executive director. Opportunity Junction became a Tipping Point grantee in 2011. The funding was important, but the relationship was transformational. I was an executive director working for the very first time in the nonprofit sector, and even though I'd been in the role for quite some time, there simply aren't a lot of supports out in East Contra Costa. With Tipping Point, the open and near constant communication means that we can creatively address issues that we would not have even identified as being addressable on our own. I consider our program officer from Tipping Point to be a trusted advisor. One of the reasons our relationship works so well is because Tipping Point loves data almost as much as I do. We were already conducting analysis to tell us what's really going on with our programs and participants and to find ways that we could improve. Tipping Point challenged us to go one step further and to find out what happened with the folks we didn't serve. We solicited a group of people who either opted out during our application process or who were just on the cusp of being accepted but didn't make the cut. 18 of them agreed to check in with us periodically over 2 years in exchange for small stipends. While it's not a completely apples-to-apples comparison, the results were stark. Everyone who completed our job training and placement program got a job, but only half of those in the counterfactual group did. And the types of jobs those folks got, things like caretaking or opening their garages to cut hair, were short-lived or had very low wages. So furthermore, not only were Opportunity Junction clients getting better jobs, they were keeping them. 85% of our graduates are still employed 18 months after being placed in their jobs. Last year, our employed alumni earned $7.7 million, which means that for every $1 you invested in this program, they brought back $77 in earnings to their families and community. That is a great return on investment. Those numbers, the money, they're important. But what really moves me about my work is the families. I looked to my parents as role models, good or bad. I think we all do. They are the templates that we see as what we can become as adults ourselves. Our graduates are role models for their children, their neighbors and friends, and their prosperity affects our entire community. I am honored to introduce you to one of them today. Please welcome Rashida Davis.